Hello, hello! Put on your headphones and listen to this story with me. Imagine you could go back in time and witness from the very beginning how the legend of Cristiano Ronaldo was born. See his first goal, his first tear, his first moment of challenge, and relive the entire journey, moment by moment. Every fan on this planet wishes their memory could be wiped clean, just to experience Ronaldo's career all over again. And when Mbappé emerged, everyone said, this is it, the player who'll bring back our memories, who will carry on the legacy and maybe even surpass it. But what if I told you there's one player who doesn't just resemble Ronaldo in goals and skills, but also in personality, determination, and the ability to write history? A player who scored in the UEFA Champions League final before even turning 20. A player who made a difference with his national youth teams and made a name for himself as one of the brightest young talents in French football. A player whose idol is Cristiano himself and who's now walking the very same path. His name is Desire Doue. And if you've never heard that name before, stay with us until the end, because this isn't just the story of a footballer, it's the story of a star who might just be the next Ronaldo. Desire Doue was born on June 3, 2005, in the city of Angers, France, a small and quiet city in the west of the country, but it was the stage where a big dream began. Doue's family was no stranger to football. In fact, football was the daily language spoken in their home. His older brother, Guela Doue, was also a professional player, and his cousin, Yann Gboho, played for well-known European teams like Mainz and Stade Rennais. The whole family shared the passion, but Desire alone carried the dream in full. At the age of just 5, he joined the Stade Rennais Academy, just 5 years old, and there he was, holding a football close to his chest, telling the coaches, I want to be like Cristiano. It wasn't just a child's dream. It was a promise he made to himself. From the very beginning, it was clear that Doue was different. He wasn't the fastest nor the tallest, but he was the smartest and the boldest. He'd enter challenges without fear, dribble with confidence, and shoot even when the angle seemed impossible. His coaches at the Rennes Academy talk about him now and say, we saw him as a kid, and we knew. This boy doesn't just want to be a good player, he wants to be the best. By the age of 10, he was outperforming older kids, and at every age level he was promoted up, because his level was far beyond his age. In local matches, opponents would ask, who is this kid playing like he's 20? In 2021, his name started to appear in the French press for the first time, after leading Rennes' U17 team to a national championship win over older teams. He quickly moved up to Rennes' reserve team, and from there, began his true rise to the first team. Reaching the first team wasn't just a step in his career, it was the official announcement that France was about to witness a new star. In April 2022, Doue signed his first professional contract. He was only 16 years old, yet he carried himself like a seasoned international player. That same month, coach Bruno Genesio started preparing him for first-team action, and in August 2022, something unexpected happened. Desire Doue, the 17-year-old teenager, came off the bench in a match against Brest and scored a stunning goal just minutes after entering. He became the first player born in 2005 to score in Europe's top 5 leagues. A crazy moment, but not a surprise to those who knew Doue. In that match, he didn't celebrate like a kid, but like a professional who knew exactly what he was doing. The French media began talking about him. Some called him the next big treasure. Others said he was Mbappé's future replacement. But the truth is, Doue wasn't looking to be compared to anyone. He was carving his own path, something very personal. And at just 17 years old, everyone started to realize that what this boy was doing was anything but ordinary. Ever since he joined the Rennes Academy at the age of 5, Desire Doue began making his mark quickly, but the real transformation started in the upper youth levels, especially with the junior team. With Stade Rennais' youth team, Doue played 22 matches, scoring 3 goals and providing 1 assist. The numbers may seem modest, but they don't truly reflect the reality of a talent growing quietly, yet catching eyes in every match. The coaches at Rennes started treating him not just as a talented player, but as a future star in the making. They focused on preparing him mentally before physically and gave him the chance to learn from his mistakes quickly. And indeed, at the start of the 2022-2023 season, the first-team staff made the official decision to include Doue in the squad, despite the fact that he was still just 17 years old. And in August 2022, he made history in a big way. In his debut Ligue 1 match against Brest, he came on as a substitute in the 66th minute, and just 15 minutes later he fired a powerful shot into the back of the net. His first goal was just the beginning, but it carried a big message. This player has no fear. As the season progressed, Doue began getting more minutes, appearing in several League, Cup, and Europa League matches. In the 2022-23 season, he played 29 matches in Ligue 1, scoring 3 goals and providing 1 assist, making him one of the youngest players to appear regularly in a top European league. In the UEFA Europa League, he played 7 matches and scored a brilliant goal against Dynamo Kiev in October 2022, becoming the youngest French player ever to score in European competitions at just 17 years and 4 months old. But the season wasn't all about achievements. It also included one of the most difficult moments in his career. In a match against Lyon, Doue was subbed off early after an underwhelming performance. When coach Bruno Genesio was asked about it, he said clearly, "Desire is a player we believe in deeply, but he needs to understand faster. He must grow mentally." A blunt statement, but not harsh. It was a push meant to wake the young player up and push him to prove himself again. And prove himself he did, entering the 2023-2024 season with even more strength. Doue played 31 Ligue 1 matches, 17 of them as a starter, scoring 4 goals and assisting another 4. His first goal of the season came against Nantes in a match Rennes won 3-1. His second goal came against Lyon in January 2024, a goal he celebrated in a very special way as it came against the same team that had marked one of his toughest moments the season before. In the Coupe de France, he played 5 matches but didn't score. In the Europa League, he featured in 6 games and played an active role in the attacking midfield. Beyond the stats, the French media began to highlight his playing style, a player who combines skill with composure, dribbles with confidence, and passes with intelligence. And most importantly, he doesn't play to show off. He plays for the team. By the end of the 2023-24 season, Doue had become one of the hottest names in the transfer market. He was linked to several top clubs. Bayern Munich was reportedly ready to make a big offer, and Barcelona were monitoring his development closely. But the club that moved seriously and swiftly was Paris Saint-Germain. And in August 2024, after quick negotiations, PSG officially announced the signing of Desire Doue for 50 million, one of the biggest transfers for a young player in Europe. It was a pivotal moment, not just because he was joining one of the continent's biggest clubs, but because he was now on the same team that once featured his idol, not Cristiano, but Mbappé. Yet Doue wasn't looking to be anyone's copy. He was heading to Paris to make a name for himself. Paris wasn't just moving in the transfer market to sign a young player, they were looking for a future star who could carry the torch after Mbappé, and maybe even surpass him. And with Doue's dazzling performances at Stade Rennais, he was simply impossible to ignore. All eyes had been on him for months, but the decisive move came in the summer of 2024, when PSG made an official offer worth 50 million, beating Bayern Munich's 40 million bid. Desire Doue didn't hesitate. When reporters asked why he chose PSG despite interest from bigger clubs, he answered simply, "Here, I can learn from the best and carve my own path." He was referring to Mbappé, and he was referring to Paris, but deep down he knew he came not just to learn, but to surpass. In August 2024, Doue wore the PSG shirt for the first time and walked into the Parc des Princes to the applause of fans, most of whom didn't know much about him, but could feel this player was something special. His debut came against Montpellier on August 23rd. PSG won 6-0. He didn't score, but touched the ball with confidence, created chances, and made it clear that he wouldn't need much time to adapt. A week later, in a match against Lille, he delivered a magical assist converted by Ousmane Dembélé, his first official contribution in a PSG shirt. And from there, the real breakthrough began. In the 2024-25 Ligue 1 season, Doue played 31 matches, starting 18 of them, scoring 6 goals and assisting 6 more. He roamed freely between attacking midfield and the left wing, drifting between lines, creating space for himself, and forcing defenders into mistakes. But the league wasn't the only stage where he shone. In the UEFA Champions League, he played 16 full matches, scoring 5 goals and providing 3 assists. His scoring started in a match against Salzburg, but his true brilliance came during the knockout rounds. In the first leg against Liverpool at Anfield, Doue came on in the 70th minute with the score tied 1-1. In the 92nd minute, he made a solo run from midfield and played a genius pass to Gonzalo Ramos, who sealed the win. In the return leg, PSG needed someone fearless, and Doue was the man for the job. He scored a goal, assisted another, and converted the final penalty to seal qualification, sending the Paris crowd into a frenzy. In the semi-final against Manchester City, he was one of the standout players in the 2-2 first-leg draw, then helped secure a 1-0 win in the second leg by providing the decisive assist. And then came the final, against Inter Milan, on the night of June 1, 2025, at Wembley Stadium. That night, Doue wasn't just a promising youngster, he was the star of the final. He opened the scoring in the 12th minute with a clever low shot, then assisted Mbappé for the second with a stunning cross, and finally sealed the match in the 84th minute with a third goal, ending the match 3-1 and crowning PSG champions of Europe for the very first time. Doue walked away with the Man of the Match award, the Young Player of the Tournament award, and the next morning's headlines all read, "Paris has found Mbappé's successor, and his name is Doue." But the season didn't end there. In the Coupe de France, he played 6 matches, scoring 4 goals and assisting 5. In the Ligue, he was one of the most important players in securing the title, completing the domestic treble for PSG. Doue was named Ligue 1's Young Player of the Year and was selected in the Team of the Season. But the most emotional moment came after the Champions League final, when he stood in front of the cameras and said, "I used to watch Cristiano as a child. Now, I'm living his moments in my own way." It was a simple sentence, but it set social media on fire with comparisons. Clips showing the similarities in their goals, their runs, and even their celebrations. The comparisons had begun, but Desire wasn't running from them. He was embracing them as part of his destiny. After astonishing the world in just one season, all eyes were now on Desire Doue, but this time on the international stage. Doue had already represented France at various youth levels, from U16 to U21, but he had never been officially called up to the senior team until his breakout in the Champions League. In June 2025, just days after lifting the trophy with Paris, coach Didier Deschamps called him up to the French squad for the UEFA European Championship to replace the injured Antoine Griezmann. Before the tournament, headlines were asking, is he ready? Can he be trusted? But Doue didn't wait long to respond. In France's opening match against Austria, he came on as a substitute in the 65th minute, and within 10 minutes he dribbled, shot, and scored the winning goal. In the second match against the Netherlands, he entered in the 55th minute and assisted a goal for Kolo Muani. Then he started the third match against Poland, scored the game's only goal, and created 2 more chances that almost ended in goals. By the knockout stage, he had transformed from a super sub to an irreplaceable starter. In the quarterfinal against Belgium, he scored with a long-range strike that curled into the top corner. In the semifinal against England, he delivered a moment of genius, an outrageous backheel pass to assist Mbappé's second goal. But the final didn't go the way he wanted. France faced Spain, and the build-up was headlined Doue versus Lamine Yamal. Both were 18. Both were stars of the season. Both symbolized the future of European football. That night, there was no real winner. The match ended 1-1 and went to penalties. Doue scored France's second penalty, but they eventually lost 5-4, leaving the field with tears in their eyes. Still, Doue was awarded the Young Player of the Tournament at Euro 2025, and for the first time, he was officially named among the nominees for the Ballon d'Or. His name now sat alongside Mbappé, Yamal, and Jude Bellingham. The media began comparing again. Is he the true heir to Mbappé? Will he surpass Yamal? Is he an attacking version of Pogba? Or are we witnessing something completely new? Something we've never seen before? Desire Doue didn't answer those questions. He just kept playing, kept improving, kept deciding matches, and kept entertaining. He continued down his own path, without noise, without flashy quotes, only performances that got the world talking. By the end of the 2025 season, his resume included UEFA Champions League winner, Ligue 1 champion, Coupe de France winner, Ligue 1 Young Player of the Year, European Young Player of the Year, 4 international goals for France's senior team. And with all that, he was still only 20 years old. So now, we leave the question to you. Do you think Desire Doue will surpass Mbappé? Is he the most important French talent after Mbappé and Benzema? Can Paris Saint-Germain build a new project around Doue? Or is the road still long, with more surprises yet to come? Let us know what you think in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because we've got more stories coming about the stars of tomorrow and maybe the legends of the future. Because we don't just tell what's happening, we tell what will be remembered.